Backed by popular demand, mastering nonprofit success, funding and program design training. Who should take this class and why now? Why now? The timing has never been more critical. With economic pressure mounting, nonprofits and individuals alike need actionable tools to navigate this uncertainty. For nonprofit facing funding reduction, the landscape of funding is rapidly shifting from federal and corporate contributions downsizing or drilling. A funding workshop equips nonprofit leaders with the innovative strategies of diversifying their funding streams, engage donors more effectively, and create sustainable financial plans. For individuals impacted by a job loss, job losses caused by the reduction in the federal workforce and in corporate layoffs have many talented individuals seeking new paths. A participant in this course can gain expertise to write grants, donor relationship, and create strategic campaigns. Skills that are highly in demand across nonprofits, educational institutions, and community organizations. Grant writers can get anywhere from 50 up to 500 up to $1,000 an hour for writing a grant. A professional grant writing workshop is not just a training opportunity. It's an investment in flexibility, adaptability, and the ability to weather financial storms. The course that we offer provides this training, and you don't have to be a college graduate. In fact, one of the students that took our course had a 10th grade education, and they wanted a side hustle from the 9 to 5. After completing this course, in a year, 2 years later, they're bringing in over $45,000 just from the side hustles of writing grants. You don't have to be a college graduate. We bring it down to where you are in terms of our teaching methods. So, my name is Michael Randolph, and I'm with the Center for Nonprofit and Community Development. Today, we have provided technical assistance to more than 2,500 nonprofits, government agencies, faith-based organizations, businesses, and individuals across 35 states. In addition, we have provided assistance to new nonprofits in terms of preparing their paperwork to over 350 new nonprofits in the 10 states that you see below. When I was in 2014, I was diagnosed with lung cancer and only had a 15 to 20% survival rate. 1/3 of my young lung was removed, and added to that, I had COPD, which reduced my breathing to 50%. I've come a long ways. And this is testaments of how good God is. The photo that you see is of me giving a workshop on community development to grad students at the University of South Florida. In addition to that, I've given lectures at the Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore on community development, based on my experience as a community developer. From 2008 to 2018, I have been evicted from my apartment to live in a mobile-like home with no electricity. And I moved into public housing in 2014. This is my story, how I build myself up and use the training that I had to reinvent myself by creating the Center for Nonprofit and Community Development. The name of the class is Mastering Grant Writing and Strategic Funding, a comprehensive guide to programs, proposals, and impact. The training is broken up into 11 lessons. The first lesson is on crafting a program statement, pretty much learning how to gather the data necessary to support your claim of the problem. We call it quantitative and qualitative research. The second item or lesson is building a case for support. This is where you must present a compelling and persuasive argument as to why you should be funded, given all of the other nonprofits that are going to be in competition with their money just like you, based on the reduction in funding. The third is program design and approach. This is where we begin to teach how to design impactful programs. That is, programs that are best practices and best practices type and data-driven types of program. The fourth is performance methods evaluation. You have to be able to show what success look like. We show you how to measure success. The fifth is donor research. Pretty much where to get the money from. Who are the funders? There are over probably 30,000 different entities around the world that give money. So how do you tap into that pot of money that's out there? And then number 6 is social enterprise development. This focuses on creating earned income. Earned income is any income that you get into your nonprofit that actually because you sold something, you were selling something. It's like a nonprofit business. In fact, nonprofit should have earned income in terms of the total income, at least of that organization. 33% of your organization funding should come from grants. The remaining should come from earned income, starting your own business. And a nonprofit can, and a lot of nonprofits do, have their own business where they started, and they bring in their money in order to support that social need. An example would be a nonprofit that focuses on youth, and they decided to start a T-shirt shop in which they'd be selling T-shirts. And in order to meet the vision of that organization, they hired all young people in that social enterprise. They're bringing in money now from earned income as opposed to only dependent upon grants. Organizations that only depend upon grants cease to exist, as is indicative in the fact that so many funds are being cut by way of the federal government as well as big businesses. It's ridiculous that based on the current atmosphere, within the next 6 months, 10 to 15% of nonprofits will cease to exist. Budget creation and management is very important because you have to master the art of financial reporting. You have to make at least quarterly reports to some organization when you get that money. That's important. Now, let me know that we do work with organizations and show them how to do reports. Not only do we show them how to write the grant, but also how to create those required reports, normally on a quarterly basis that the funder requires. The eighth lesson in this training is drafting concept papers and letters of inquiries. A concept paper is when you write an organization out the blue and you say, hey, my organization is doing some wonderful things and you might want to think about funding us. And this is how it advances your mission of your corporation. You have to do that research. This is probably about 1 or 2 pages long. And you hopefully, if they say they like what you're saying, then you can then submit a full proposal. It's called RFP. Storytelling, number 9, is probably one of the most critical skill sets you need. When we talk about storytelling for fundraising, this is where you have to make an emotional appeal to that donor. Keep in mind, so many people are going to be going after these dollars that are stricken and stricken and stricken. You have to be able to tell the story. And then, lesson 10, you have to be able to appeal to the funders. You have to know how the funders think, be it a corporate or be it a private funder, a private or public funder. You need to know how they think. That's why we teach a bankable grant that attracts funders. You learn about the different types of funders and how to appeal to each of the funders. And then finally is the use of artificial intelligence and ChatGPT, in which we use that to teach you how to use that in order to increase your effectiveness of your proposal. Keep in mind, without all of from lesson 1 to lesson 10 that we just went over, artificial intelligence by itself could do nothing. But combined with those 10 lessons, you now can go to artificial intelligence and you can increase your chances of getting that proposal based on your lessons. The lesson for the training is anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks long. It's done in terms of virtual classes. But look, let me ask this question. What's the benefit? So the class is for $500. And just to give you some insight, normally a grant class, a professional grant class, can be anywhere from $1,400 and above. And I've looked at grant classes from around the nation, be it as institutions of higher learning, government, corporate grants, and I haven't found any grant writing or course that touches the course that you're going to have, because it's a combination of all those different types of workshops combined into one. For $500, let's talk about what is the benefit that you get, and then let's talk about the return on your investment. Because making that $500 is not an expense. It's $500 is an investment. An investment is anything that you put money in and it comes back and back and back. So the first benefit is skill development, creating compelling grant proposals. That's one of the key components to understanding grant writing. And then increasing the success rate. when you go after those grants, because you have an understanding of the substantial financial reports that you need, as well as the the proposal itself. So it increases your chances of getting that particular grant. Sometimes as many as 30 to 40% compared to others. Career advancement is another important thing because grant writing is a high demand skill. That is that grant writers can make anywhere from $50 to $1,000 an hour in writing a grant for an organization. So yeah, that's good money. But now, and keep on, do not forget that you don't have to be a college grad to take this course. We had a person that dropped out in the 10th grade take this course, and now they are making good money. Not only that, nonprofits, I think that with your understanding of having grant writers at the table, that increase your chances for funding because you're going to have to write multi-grants these days because of the reduction in funding in order to get one grant. So if you have in-house training in grant writing, that's going to increase your chances of getting those grants because you'll be doing 10 grants at a time, 15 grants at a time in order to get that particular money. And when you go for a grant, it helps to say that you took professional grant training in terms of building up financial sustainability. The fourth is networking opportunities. And then the fifth is reusable knowledge, the knowledge that you gather in terms of how to put together templates that you can use every time you write a grant. You can use the same template. So let's talk about the return on your investment. We talked about the $500 investment. So you decide to take the course or training or both. And your $500, because of your $500, you was able to get a $5,000 grant. That is because of the training that you took here, you wrote a grant, and that grant was for $500. $5,000. That's a 90% return on your investment. I'm sorry, that's a 900% return on your investment. Later on, I'll show you how that 900% investment come back to you from your $500. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Time efficiency. Learning grant approaches reduce the time spent on time and hours in putting together grants. You don't want to put in a lot of time. By taking this course, that reduces the time. And then long-term gain. The knowledge gain can be reused years, making it a cost-effective investment in your professional toolkit. Again, investing $500 and starting a grant course can yield a remarkable 900% return as you secure a grant for $5,000. That nonprofit becomes more achievable. So, that being said, I've met so many people that have taken these classes. I've met so many people that I had an opportunity to work with them to start their nonprofits. Those that have taken this class, and I'm most proud of, are those that have really taken this class and they begin to make money. They took this particular $500 and now they bringing in $5,000, $10,000 a year just from that one $500 investment. I encourage you, especially during these times, to take what can be the investment that keeps coming back. But they say that for us to keep coming back, that's what taking this, and it couldn't be at a better time. So contact us, Center for Nonprofit and Community at gmail.com, Center for Nonprofit and Community at gmail.com. If you are made it this far through this presentation, I want to appeal to you. No matter what your circumstances are, you're a nonprofit or you're an individual looking for a way to earn a side hustle, this class can be life-changing. Contact us at the Center for Nonprofit and Community Development. And let's talk about how we can enrich and change your life. I'm so looking forward. Here is the contact information by way of our email. And then finally, here is our website. Thank you, and please make a change.